Welcome back to another part of this F1 25 My Team Career Mode. We are now heading to Spain after a pretty decent race over in Monaco. I feel pretty happy that we finally got points on the board, and we had an ERS fault that actually led to more R&D points. We still need to work on some things like the engineering side. We do need to get through with some of these upgrades, and that's taking some while. And these upgrades need to come a little bit faster. Component management, again, Jack Crawford was on his last legs, but we ran the race as him, so I think that really helped. But we're going to go ahead and apply a couple of brand new components to his car, as you can see right here, which includes also a new gearbox because his gearbox is well worn. His turbocharger was getting way up there. His MGU-H was, getting up there. And of course, his engine was absolutely on its last legs. And apparently even Enzo also has some things that he needs to get replaced. So we're going to go ahead and replace his stuff, which is pretty much around the same line as Jack Crawford's stuff. So we'll go ahead and change out those parts for both of our boys and get them up and running with some new components. Now, as far as research is going, we are still working on researching the front gurney flaps. The rear underfloor tray is done. We're still working on the chassis stuff. We got to do some breakthroughs on that. We do have some durability research also in progress, but as it stands right now, there isn't much we can do as we get ready to head into the Spanish Gran Prix, which is happening in about 2 days' time. So not a lot of time to get from one GP to another. Yeah, that's a problem for me. We need some time, and we don't have time apparently. But we do have a corporate facility event that we need to handle, and we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And right now it's a tree planting initiative. Should we support the initiative? Well, of course we should. $50,000, that's an easy drop in the bucket. Now, hopefully we can get some of these things done. I'm pretty sure it's going to be paused. Development is complete and research is delayed. Oh my goodness. We have so many things. Brother, I know. But we just got wing mirrors and beam wings done. We've got a bunch of parts that we do need to work on or still need to build. Cable assemblies are done. So we can actually work on maybe this rear underfloor tray. Rear under tray distribution weight. So we can get that done. Powertrain is finally done, so our ERS is going to get some help. We're going to go ahead and work on an ECU upgrade. Oh my gosh, durability upgrade for the ICE, which we really need, apparently, is done. Now we can go ahead and work on the MGUK, get that developed as well. Go ahead and chuck a couple of things in for the next car, because we have a slot still wide open. So that means that we're going to go ahead and slap on get all the upgrades in that we can get in, and that's good. Now we have to assign a plethora of upgrades, and I will be racing as Enzo for the next GP. So I think it will go to Enzo this time. He's always been the one that hasn't been getting the upgrades. It has been driver number 1, Jack Crawford, but I really want to see what happens if we slap a bunch of these upgrades onto Enzo's car, and where does that put him in the line between him and Jack Crawford? So, oh yeah, there's a huge jump in performance between Enzo and Jack Crawford with all the upgrades. So that's perfect. I feel like that's a good one. Yes, I know Jack might be a little upset, but he's not going to get the upgrade package. Enzo will get the upgrade package as we head into the Spanish GP. And I think this will actually really come out well because we really needed this type of stuff as we get to a high-speed track. So we've already got points on the board. Really feel happy about the points. Definitely trying to find something new for our team, and we'll get there. I think the next thing we'll actually work on is maybe the development or the research expansions, because we do need to expand out and do a little bit more. I know we have to do some breakthroughs and stuff, but I think it's about time we actually work on trying to get multi-researches done at once. That way, when we do the breakthroughs, it doesn't feel like it's taking so long, because right now we are absolutely bottlenecked in the research department, because I think we've actually hit the ceiling of what we can do, because a lot of these upgrades are still unknown. Cable assemblies, like you see this, like there's a bunch of unknown things. We have to get the like facility upgrades in order to move forward with a large majority of these things. So that's just kind of the nature of the beast. It's a slow burn, but it feels good that we finally got some points. I feel, you know, I feel fantastic. It's about time. Speaking of, real quick, while we're sitting here looking at it, I need to take a look at the vehicle performance. And as you can see, Red Bull is at the top over McLaren. They're kind of close. Scuderia Ferrari is almost there, as so is what looks like Mercedes closing in. Then we're slowly inching closer and closer to Kick Sauber, but we are still behind. But we've still got a lot of work to do. So once we can get the workforce up, I think we'll be a lot better. And that's where we need to get to. So engineering workforce is currently hiring. We're at 181. So I think we actually have, phase 2 opens at 215. So we can't even get to phase 2 until we actually increase more of these. So yeah, I think we definitely need to do the expansions for research over the development side of things, and we'll kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and head on to Catalonia for that GP, and I'll be racing as Enzo Fittipaldi. And as we settle in behind the PC at the Spanish Grand Prix, we are greeted with the whole new upgrade package. So Enzo is going to have a ton of new pieces to his car. Wing mirrors, secondary wing flaps, beam wing for the rear downforce. We got front, rear, and drag reduction, a weight redistribution, as well as weight reduction, plus a few more other parts. And it's nice that they're telling him twice. So nice they had to send it twice. All right. Now with some updated equipment. Actually, I think I'm going to practice with the same equipment that we had on the car. That way I don't burn it up. So we'll practice on the same equipment, but then we'll race with some new stuff. So before qualifying, I'll change it all out. Now we're over here in qualifying. I am closing in on finishing our first lap with Enzo Fittipaldi as the driver. We were already down to P22, but again, we actually hadn't made a lap time yet, but we went green sector 1 and 2 coming off of the last turn for the front stretch, and that gets us up to P6. Now, a little bit later on in qualifying, I get back out there for another run because the track was evolving. It was getting faster. As you can clearly tell, I was up a full second. I was getting more confidence, get a little bit more audacious with the exit curb there, and that keeps us up in P9. And then later on, I realized that we were in the drop zone. So I'm pushing extremely hard. We're gaining time, just enough to get into the next round. And I get into the gravel trap and spin and head towards the wall. We give it a little love tap, but that is qualifying done. And as you can see, we are eliminated in Q1.
So many eventful races here in Barcelona over the years. Do you remember Max Verstappen's first win on debut for Red Bull here in 2016? 2 years before, we had the dramatic coming together of Hamilton and Rosberg going towards turn 4. There's always a treat in store as we head back to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and the popular opinion in the paddock is that we never wanted the chicane in the first place. That's now been gone, the final corner is much faster, and at 2.9 miles and 14 turns, we await the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Oscar Piastri, and Hamilton, Tsunoda, Antonelli, Fernando Alonso, and Carlos Sainz, Albon, Ocon, Nico Hulkenberg, and Bortoletto, Doohan, Behrman, Enzo Fittipaldi, and Liam Lawson, Gasly, Stroll, Hadjar, and Jack Crawford rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, former racing driver herself, Naomi Schiff. Now, Ant, you always tell me you know Barcelona almost as well as you know the back of your hand. Given the amount of testing that goes on here and the amount of laps that you and all the other drivers have done, what are the challenges that are left when it comes to the race?
Well, this certainly is a favorite track when it comes to testing. And I'll tell you why that is. It's because it offers up so much variation. You've got corners that are fast, that are slow, that are long, that are short. So there's a lot to think about and a lot to work with. But T9 is one of my personal favorites because it is so challenging. Every time you get there, you think, should I lift or should I stay flat? Well, I tell you, stay flat. Commit.
So we're gearing up now for 5 red lights here for the Spanish Gran Prix, and we're coming from 17th, and it's lights out and away we go. Rocketing start past Doohan, Bortoleto, Gasly. We're getting all the way up to P12, huge run going down into turns 1 and 2, and looking at a triple overtake on both Williams and Kimi Antonelli, and then I get past Tsunoda as well to put us up into P8. With another rocket start. But of course EA is going to be patching out these starts very soon because those type of starts should not be happening. So I'm enjoying it while it lasts until they patch it out, but once they patch it out, I don't think we'll be getting those good starts going forward. Now on to lap number 4, my apologies. I am behind Fernando Alonso up in 7th. We were losing time, and then something happens in front of me as Fernando Alonso just loses talent and smacks the wall, bringing out an early safety car. That safety car has given us an opportunity, so we have to reduce our speed to match the delta. Once we do, we're kind of rocketing off, and I start thinking, it's a little early, but maybe we can go on to a new set of tires. It is early. And even Mark agrees with me on this, and we decided to box this lap. So we've boxed. We're going to, come around. We're going to keep, make sure we don't exceed the safety car, speed. And that's something I'm still learning, because in NASCAR, you don't got to worry about that. And I make a little mistake coming on a pit road and actually get passed by Tsunoda. So this is why I don't have full control over all the pit stop stuff yet. I'm going to get there. I'm going to work on it. But as I'm coming in, I'm starting to see that my teammate is now in the pits. Everybody's in the pits. We've got some double stacks happening as McLaren double stacks. Mercedes is double stacked. The Williams have double stacked. And things are just looking a little bit more interesting as we get our 4 tires on. But we have an issue making it a 4-second lap or 4-second pit stop time. And as we're about to come off of pit road, we are down in P10. As we get ready to restart the race, we're right behind Lewis Hamilton. I get as close to his rear wing as I can, and this is going to set up a great run down the long straightaway. We don't have DRS because we're just coming off of the safety car. So I need that aerodynamic help if I have a chance. And I go like left to right, and we pass Lewis freaking Hamilton with our little car. And now we're going to set our sights on Oscar Piastri, George Russell, and a few others that were up ahead of us. But we are definitely going to make some moves here in the Spanish GP, and I'm really excited about it. So on to lap number 10. We are up to P8. So now I make a move on Oscar Piastri. I'm going on the outside, unconventional line here, but I can't make it stick because we just can't get the power down, but I'm still fighting hard, and then I just kind of concede because George Russell is right behind. So if I don't concede, we wind up losing some time here. We do have the DRS with Piastri. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the overtake. We're going to sit here and pour on the ERS. We got the DRS, and we're still losing time because of our engine. But I make a huge dive on Piastri and Stroll on the outside, get past both of them, and now on to lap 12. I am right behind Gabriel Bortoleto, who's still on softs. He had not pit during the safety car, and now he's going to come down pit road. And here on lap 12, I realized one very critical thing. I am officially in P3 with Enzo Fittipaldi, George Russell chasing me down with Oscar Piastri. We are definitely flying way higher than we should. So I'm going to fight harder, and I fight George Russell onto the racing line here in turn 1. Now on lap 19, they've swapped. Is now Piastri attacking me behind, with George Russell now behind. Verstappen and Charles Leclerc are clear far away from the pack, 20 seconds down the road and 12 seconds down the road for Leclerc. So it's just really me fighting against Piastri and Russell. So coming down to the very long straightaway that also has DRS here, I'm just thinking we're really getting close to a podium finish. And how can I avoid messing this up for myself? Because that's the main problem. I always do something stupid and mess myself up. Also, tire wear is starting to get to me. I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but there's a little bit of graining on the left front as the tire percentage is up to 34% on the left side because this track is very right heavy. So we are definitely wearing through these hard tires. So I seek out Mark's assistance here on trying to figure out a full race update just to clarify that I'm not dreaming here. We are officially in third place. So he's letting us know all the information about the race and that there's less than a second separating us to Piastri here on the second to the last lap. I go a little defensive, try to push him down wide. So he's going to take the inside line and compromise his line. I go to the outside, and then here on the final lap, we have a little bit of a distance to Piastri, so he's not going to be able to use DRS, slipstream, and ERS together. So we are going to have a little bit of breathing room, but I'm going to go ahead and start switching into non-ERS. I want to make sure I have plenty of ERS battery left to go on the final lap. So we're going through this nice little complex of corners, coming up into the very sweeping right-hander, where Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg got into it a couple years ago. And more famously, Max Verstappen and, George Russell at this corner getting into it just a little bit. But, needs must, and 0.25 seconds ahead of Piastri. We're still concerned about that graining on the left front tire, but I'm not too concerned about it. All I'm thinking about is just keeping it on the black stuff, keeping it in between the red and white, curbings. So I get a little bit more curb here. I pour on a little bit of ERS because I know he's right in my slipstream with the DRS. I get a great line. I'm a little defensive because if he wanted to go left, he would have really compromised his line. And then I'm just going to kind of flow with the track here, trying to keep Piastri behind me, keep Russell there as well, and not have anybody come and get me. So all I got to worry about is getting through this very tricky corner where we already spun out before. And here we go. I take a liberal approach to it, pour on the ERS, come to the line, and that is a P3 for Neco Darius GP. We did it with Enzo Fittipaldi. Let's go!
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved watching that action today, and I'm sure these three have loved taking part. Here come our podium finishers. And for those that have missed the Dutch national anthem, fear not. It's back again because Max Verstappen is back on the top step. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
So here we are looking at the final results screen, and yes, that is us in P3. We have Max Verstappen winning, Charles Leclerc second, Oscar Piastri fourth, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda, Lando Norris, and Alexander Albon for Williams, rounding out your top 10. Andrea Kimi Antonelli misses out on points in 11th. Liam Lawson, Fernando Alonso, and Esteban Ocon are your top 14. Further down, you have Nico Hülkenberg, Jack Doohan, Pierre Gasly, Ollie Behrman, Gabriel Bortoleto, Isaac Hadjar, Lance Stroll, and Jack Crawford, who actually DNF'd in the race. He had a mechanical failure, and it was unfortunate that we had that. So we have the highs of a team and the lows of a team. We got one driver who was unable to complete the race, and we got us getting a podium. So I guess it worked out really well for us, but it's a shame that Jack wound up losing a part on his car. We'll have to take a look back at that at the factory. And guys, for the first time ever, I can probably say this: we came back with a car that wasn't immediately destroyed, and we beat Kick Sauber in our rivalry of teams. So that happened. We actually excelled much higher than I thought. And our fan rating went up to 2, and the sentiment, well, still it's going to be average, but that means we get extra owner XP, which is huge. I love that for myself. It's always a good feeling when the team gets positive race results, even more so given their car's current performance, which is true. Our car is the worst on the grid, and yet somehow we overachieved. So yeah, huge for us. Glad that we did it. And if you like today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Be easy, everybody.